Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to Couch Conversations with Sasha Love. I'm your host, Sasha Love, and today we are going to have a conversation about worry. Before we dive into that, I wanted to put a plug for my podcast that is currently up and running. It's also called Couch Conversations with Sasha Love, available both on Spotify and Anchor, and I'll put a link below in the description as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Pop your melanin, girlfriend. Pop your melanin. Pop your melanin, girlfriend. Pop your melanin. Girl, you black. And you beautiful. Girl, you black. And you beautiful.
What's got you feeling worried? Let's be honest, we all experience worry at some point in our lives, and maybe there is something right now that you're really, really worried about. Okay, so what do we do with that? Well, we've all heard the saying, worry does nothing. Worry does not add years to your life. Worry does not change a situation. Worry does not change an outcome. And I'm here to tell you that is true. I know it's hard to hear, but worry does not change the outcome. Worry does not prevent something bad from happening. If anything, worry adds stress, distress, anger, sadness, frustration, resentment. It adds a whole bunch of negative, heavy emotions that can color our perspective on our situation currently and also what could come. Now, there's also grace in this space because a lot of us worry because we've experienced bad things in the past. We've experienced poor outcomes. We've experienced hurtful outcomes. We've experienced disappointment, sadness. We've been let down. And sometimes we're worried that that same experience may repeat itself. We may go through that same experience again. And I hear you. I feel you, and I can definitely empathize with what you're going through because I feel that at some points. But at some point, we have to realize that, yes, we've been through bad situations. And at this current time, at this current point, every single bad situation, you've gone through it. Every single one of them, you've gone through it. You may not have made all decisions, all of which you were proud of. You may not have been, well, a better way to say that is you may not be proud of all the decisions that you made during those seasons. You may not be proud of how you reacted, or what you said, or all the different facts. You may not be proud of just how you handled the whole situation in general. But you got through it. As painful as it was, as difficult as it was, as challenging as it was for you, you got through it. So why are you worried that this upcoming situation or this decision that you made or this opportunity, why are you so worried about it? Are you afraid something bad is going to happen? Are you afraid of actually being successful? Are you afraid that he may actually like you? Are you afraid that this relationship with her will actually go to the next level? Are you afraid of being heartbroken? Are you afraid of being homeless, jobless, alone? Negative experiences are a part of life. Challenging experiences, painful experiences, roadblocks, obstacles, however you choose to describe it, those are a part of life, just as much as the good moments, the highlights, the mountaintop experiences, the successes, the joy, getting that job, getting into that school, living out your dream. All of those things are also a part of life. So if the positives, the negatives, the challenges, and the blessings, if they're all a part of life, what is the purpose of worrying and being so focused on what could go wrong? There really isn't. And if anything, is causing you more harm and stress by focusing on that worry. So instead, when you find yourself in a place of worry, take a moment and breathe and offer yourself compassion. Because you have been through bad things, and sometimes those bad things were unexpected. And it makes sense. You're hyper aware, you're vigilant. You don't want that to happen again. So there's grace and compassion and love offered here in this space as you breathe and as you're aware that you are worried about something. The second thing is take a moment to actually write out what could be the worst thing that comes out of this situation. Write out every single scenario and look at it objectively. Take it out from your brain and put it either on paper, say it out loud, talk to somebody. What could be the worst thing that could happen? And the third thing is, when you look at that list, take a moment to remind yourself that number one, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you faced, no matter what you experienced, yes, you are deserving of good things happening, even if the chances seem slim or seem to be small. You are capable of good things happening, even if there are a bunch of possibilities of how things could go wrong. And thirdly, if it's hard for you to see what good could come out of it, if it's hard for you not to focus on what could go wrong, then take a moment to remind yourself that you've gone through every hardship so far to this point. You have 100% track record of getting through every single painful experience that you've had. You may not necessarily have been able to put everything to bed. You may not have necessarily, not everything is smooth, hunky-dory, and perfect, but you got through it. So if you find it hard to not focus on what's going wrong, just know that if anything goes wrong, and that's if, it's not a guarantee, but if anything goes wrong, know that with God's grace, you will get through it without a question. Sometimes when we worry, because I'm with you in this, it can take over our lives. But let's challenge ourselves not to. Because whether we worry or not, good things could happen and bad things can happen. So why waste that extra time being worried? Instead, offer ourselves grace and compassion. Take some time to put some of those worries on paper so that you can kind of address it and put it to bed, so you're not constantly ruminating over it. And thirdly, remind yourself that you have gone through hard times. Remind yourself that you have so much to be grateful for now in this moment, being present. And remember that you're still worthy of good things happening to you, even if the chances seem slim or small from your perspective. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on worry, and what are ways you'll challenge yourself to stop worrying? How will you challenge yourself to be present, to be grateful, and to still be hopeful for good things to come, even though you've experienced unexpected, painful experiences in the past? I'd love to hear from you. You can either leave a comment below, or you can email me, or send a message to me via Instagram. As always, if this video was helpful for you, feel free to like and subscribe, and share it with someone that you think would also find it beneficial. Until next time, don't worry. Take care, and we'll talk soon.